you feeling trapped? You're not alone. Look, I hit rock bottom after I moved to Hawaii. My girlfriend was going to follow a few months after, but what followed instead was a brutal breakup over text. It was paradise outside, panic inside. I lost it. I completely spiraled and hit a rock bottom that honestly had been on its way for some time, but it was just hidden. I didn't even know, but I had been heading in that direction and trapped for years. The light switch was the breakup, but it was far from the problem that had gotten me to rock bottom in the first place. It was just the trigger. But it made me realize that I'd been miserable even before my relationship. Most of us try to fix that crushing sensation with new goals and endless hustle that isn't getting you anywhere. It's just numbing enough to feel like you're moving forward, or even a different city like I've tried, only to find that heaviness unpacks itself right alongside your moving boxes. But hear this, it does not mean your life is broken. It means your thinking is just dangerously crowded right now. Look, I'm a certified NLP and neurotrauma therapy practitioner and an award-winning coach who helps people out of stuck loops. Here's the promise today. I'm going to show you why you feel trapped, the counterintuitive fix, and a simple playbook that you can use today. No hype. We'll do a 90-second reset that you can use anytime, a rumble strip pause, which comes in very handy, and one owned step followed by another. Then I'll thread in purpose as your long-term anchor. So first, let's talk about why you feel trapped, the real source, and let's start the discussion around purpose. When you feel caged behind these invisible bars that keep you stuck, trapped in the same frustrating life you're trying so hard to get out of, it's tempting to overhaul everything. New job, new city, new haircut. It's like moving furniture in a smoky room. You still can't breathe until the air clears. The thing most people miss, your feelings track the quality of your current thinking, not the quality of your entire life. It's really hard to see that sometimes through that smoke and that haze. When your mind is loud, even replying to a text feels like lifting a couch. But when it settles, that same life looks solvable. Now here's where most people mess up. They take the urgency inside their body as proof that they need to fix the outside right now. Urgency feels like a move, but it's actually a signal to pause. When you sprint from urgency, you stack more noise. More tabs open, more half-finished plans. When you pause, your nervous system downshifts and options that were always there reappear for you. This clicked for me when I was in Hawaii. I tried to out-hustle the heaviness I was feeling. Podcasts at 2x, 5 planners, 10 new goals at a time. None of it worked because I was managing traffic by running into the damn road. Here's the better move. Step to the sidewalk. Let the light change. Then cross. Thoughts are cars. You don't have to chase after every honking van. So what's the real source? Fast, narrow thinking. It makes your world feel tiny. The realistic way out starts with space, then one owned move, then another. And while we're creating space, let's plant the long game seed. Purpose. Purpose doesn't arrive as a lightning bolt. It's the pattern you notice when you string together owned steps that matter to you. If you're waiting to find your purpose before you move, you're going to stay stuck. You discover it by moving in small, honest inches and observing what consistently energizes you throughout the day. Think of purpose as a compass, not a map. The compass points generally north, but you still have to walk it one step at a time. Today is about clearing that fog so that your compass can point again. Then we're going to lay simple groundwork with micro habits that keep the fog from rolling back in so thick. Once the fog lifts, the next step becomes obvious. And that, my friends, is where momentum lives. So core technique 1, I want to talk about a 90-second reset, rumble strip pause. So let's get this into your body, not just your head. The 90-second reset is a tiny protocol for when heaviness really spikes. Why does it work? Trapped sensations are feedback that you're in fast, narrow thinking. If you act from that tunnel, you overcommit, you overexplain, and you overcorrect. A brief reset, however, widens your lane so that you can choose better. You can see the entire lane. So here's the reset. Wherever you are, just pause. Then You let your shoulders drop. Exhale slowly. Make the exhale longer than the inhale and quietly say, this is feedback, not fact. You just have to get it in your head. Then do nothing else for 60 to 90 seconds. Just breathe. It's almost meditative. There's no fixing, no negotiating. You're not trying to win against your thoughts here. You're just letting your system downshift. So how do you do it cleanly? Close your eyes if it's safe. Find where it sits in your body. Once you're sitting in a meditative state, you can kind of feel where this is feeling in your body. Is it in your throat? Is it in your chest, your gut? It's often in my chest or my gut. And then label it softly. Tight, hot, buzzy, heavy, whatever it is. And then keep exhaling slowly. Deep breaths, exhale longer than your inhale. Let the urge to solve it pass like a wave. If a thought hooks you, like I have to fix this now, which often happens to me, just notice it and come back to the exhale, all right? You're not hunting calm here. You're just making room. The paradox is the less you chase relief, the faster relief will visit. So what should you expect? Look, it's not going to be fireworks, just 10 to 20% more space, but that's enough to pick a better action. It's enough to see the whole lane, and that's all we need to break the loop. All right, so now the rumble strip pause. So these are those on highways, those bumpy lines that kind of nudge you back when you drift off or out of the lane. We're building the same nudge for your day, all right? So 3 times a day, or importantly, anytime you catch yourself getting tight, run a 60 to 90 second micro interrupt. Stop, slow exhale, whisper feedback, not fact. Notice the body, where do you feel it? Let it pass. All right. It's the same protocol. It's just a smaller dose that you can take with you wherever you are. If you like cues, you can anchor it to meals or calendar alerts, anything that may stress you out too during the day. This keeps your mind from drifting into the red before you even notice it. So common mistakes that people make, timing it like a test, analyzing every sensation, or turning it into a performance. Don't optimize this, all right? Do less, not more. Make it easy. Make it calming. The reset is a pause, not a project. So create the space. Then we'll use that space for one own step, and that's next. All right, now we're going to talk core technique number 2, which follows well after core technique number 1. So this is one own step, drop the rope, and a 10-minute walk, all right? Now you've got a sliver of space after core technique number 1. Now we need momentum without noise. One own step means that you pick something you can start and finish today with zero waiting on anyone else, no reliance on anyone else. It's not sexy, it's decisive, and it starts momentum. The reason this works is that your brain needs proof, not pep talks. And what's proof? Completion is proof. So how to pick it? Choose the lowest friction action that moves the needle even 1 inch. If it feels like you're stuck on a career treadmill, don't confront the entire overwhelming job search. Instead, just maybe update one skill on your professional profile. Maybe adding proficient in AI tools to your LinkedIn, or identifying one specific connection to message for a brief informational review, right? If your inbox is threatening to drown you daily, don't aim for inbox 0. Just fire off one honest reply to that email you've been dreading. Even if it's just, I'll get back to you next week. If your living space feels like a visual assault, which mine has in the past, a constant reminder of everything undone, don't attempt a full house declutter. Instead, just reclaim one small surface. Your nightstand, the corner of your desk, even just the sink. If you're hesitating, shrink it again. Can you do it in under 10 minutes with what you have? Perfect. That's your step. All right, so let's see exactly how to run this. So after your 90-second reset, ask, what's the next inch I can fully own? Decide in 30 seconds. Start immediately. Finish without switching tabs. No multitasking here. And when it's done, say it out loud, take a deep breath. That's done. You're reinforcing completion over perfection. The tricky part is the mind's going to try to upgrade the step midstream. Don't. Guard the boundary. One step, done. Now, drop the rope. This is for recurring worries that hijack your day. Picture a tug of war with a thought like, what if I'm wasting my life? Right? The tightness isn't from the thought. It's from you yanking back. For 2 minutes, you drop the rope. No analyzing, no debating. And if it grabs you, that's fine. Notice the pull. But again, exhale longer than you inhale and let the image of the rope falling return. The reason this works is you're training disengagement. Attention is the fuel of worry. When you stop feeling it, it loses weight. A client was spinning on, should I quit? I'm sure we've all been there. And look, we didn't solve her whole career in a call. We dropped the rope on the looping thought. Then we took one own step, scheduled an informational chat. That single call broke 3 weeks of paralysis. Momentum beat rumination. And finally, the 10-minute walk. Daily. Buy water if you can. Pond, creek, fountain, maybe a forest, some woods you can walk through. No phone, no inputs. You're not walking to plan, you're walking to settle. Take in nature, take in what's around you. Do a fixed route, fixed time helps too. If water isn't accessible, like I said, choose any calm loop, a forest, something in nature, a little hike, and keep the spirit the same. Light, simple, quiet, easy. After 10 minutes, jot one line if a useful idea surfaced during that time. Then stop. It's kind of like shower thoughts. You're ruminating over an idea or a thought or brainstorming for days and days. You hop in the shower, calm your mind, and then something pops up. So don't chase it, park it, all right? You'll notice the next step feels obvious after the walk. That's your cue. Do it. All right, so let's put it all together. Your weekly proof loop. Simple loop. So daily, when the feeling of trapped hits, run the 90-second reset. After the reset, immediately take one owned step. 3 times a day, and if you're feeling it, run a rumble strip pause. Again, the 3 times a day, anchor them to meals or calendar pings or something. Otherwise, again, if stress hits, just run it on automatic. Once a day, drop the rope on the loudest worry that's in your mind for 2 minutes. Add one 10-minute walk with no phone, ideally near water or some kind of nature, no inputs. Every evening, I highly suggest this, write down the one step you completed. That's your proof log. If you miss a piece, don't backfill, just restart the next cue. And weekly, review your proof log. Circle the steps that genuinely energized you and pull a pattern out of that, all right? That's your purpose compass, and it's starting to point. Then choose your next 3 lowest friction steps for the coming week. Clarity first, action second, purpose emerging as you start to move. So in conclusion, your feeling isn't your life. It's your thinking right now, in this moment only. Let it pass. Then move the 1 inch that you control. Pause, exhale, take one own step today. And tell me in the comments what you did right after your reset and how you're feeling, all right? And subscribe if you want more clear-headed momentum without all the hype. Appreciate you and have a great day.